Hi guys, welcome back. It's Li Hui, your host for this podcast. Today I'm going to start a new series and it's called Movie 101. Are you guys excited? I'm super excited. In this series, I will be splitting the movie into sections and discuss about specific scenes or storylines in the movie. So definitely there will be a lot of spoilers, and if you have not watched the movie, I don't think you should listen to this unless you are super busy like me. Oftentimes I have no time to go to the cinema to watch the movie, so I will just search for some movie review, this kind of thing. And if you are that kind of person also, you are so busy, no time to watch the movie, feel free to listen to this episode. Or if you just want to know about the general plot and climax of the movie, you are welcome to listen to this episode as well. And I will also be giving some of my personal opinions about specific scenes in the movie, but definitely you are also welcome to give yours too. And how can you give it? Please leave a comment below and I will make sure to check them out. Okay? So today's first episode of this Movie 101 series. What movie am I going to talk about? I'm going to talk about and review on a crime comedy film that was just released on 27th of May 2021 in Malaysia. And this is a movie that I think most people, if you use social medias a lot, you would definitely see its poster everywhere in Instagram, Facebook, or YouTube. Cruella. Today I'm going to talk about Cruella. Does this movie title sounds familiar to you or rings a bell? Have you watched an animation movie called 101 Dalmatians that was produced by Walt Disney Productions in 1961? Familiar, right? You all know what Dalmatians are, right? They are dogs that have black spot on their white skin. So, are your childhood memories slowly coming back? I think that I'm not the only person that has seen this 1961 animation, right? I'm not that old yet. Okay, and if you can remember, there was an evil woman with half black and half white hair. And most importantly, she has this purple color skin and has a really sharp pointed chin. And when she's angry, her eyes will turn into red color. In the animation, I'm saying, not real life. And that person in that animation is Cruella. Cruella de Vil. And in the animation, if you remember the plot, Cruella ordered Horace and Jasper, two burglars who are hired by Cruella, to steal the Dalmatians, and Cruella wanted to kill the puppies, skin them, and make their fur into coat. Wow. I mean that, don't you think that a lot of Disney animations back then that seemed to portray good moral values and were rated PG, that was said to be suitable for general audience, including young kids, actually like they have this evil side? When I was young, I always thought that Disney movies are just fairy tales. I mean, some of them are really fairy tales, but so the ending must be happy and the storyline must be fun to watch, like family suitable. And there will be no violence, sex, or any controversial topics in the movie or animations. But right now, when I rewatch some of them, some of the animations, most of the time, the stories, I don't think that they make sense at all or they are logical enough. And it's sometimes they are kind of weird. If you take a moment to think about a specific scene in those old Disney movie, I think you will be revealing something pretty scary or some violence meaning hidden behind the scene. I think nowadays a lot of people know this because there are so many videos on YouTube talking about how Disney changed a certain story or some myths to make it suitable for kids and put into the Disney animations. But of course, the actual story or the actual myth were much scarier. So if you are interested in this kind of topic, please search the YouTube on your own. I'm too afraid to talk in this episode and let's move on, okay? Okay, so enough of that. Let's talk about today's movie, Cruella. If you all have seen that poster before, the movie poster before, you will see a woman with half black and half white hair, which is Cruella, and two big words on that poster. Emma Stone. Yeah, guys, Emma Stone is playing as Cruella. When I realized that Emma Stone is playing as Cruella, I'm saying that, yeah, sure, I'm going to go to cinema and watch this movie, definitely. I mean, Emma Stone's acting is really good, so yeah. So basically, this movie is like a spin-off show to tell the background story of the evil character in the 101 Dalmatian animations. And in recent years, I think that Disney has made quite a lot of this kind of remaking animation into real life person movie or making spin-offs for certain characters in the old Disney animations. Like we have Maleficent, played by Angelina Jolie, and Maleficent is also the evil fairy godmother character in Sleeping Beauty. Has Disney lost its creativity or running out of ideas? These few years, I mean, you can see a lot of remaking of classical movies like Mulan, Beauty and the Beast, Lion King, Aladdin, Cinderella, and there are more. So I really hope that Disney can create more new animations and new movies. Like right now we have Disney Plus. I really hope that we can see more originals like Soul, Raya, Onward, and my all-time favorite, Frozen, definitely. So let's talk about the opening of the movie Cruella. Okay, Cruella is not the actual name of Cruella actually. The actual name of Cruella or her birth name is actually called Estella. Quite a common name, right? So Estella's mom died. And Estella thought that she was the one that should be responsible for her mom's death. But anyway, she has to live on her own and she met Jasper and Horace. So that two burglars. And they started to make a living by pickpocketing, stealing things, and cheating. To be honest, in the movie, the way they steal and cheat was so good. But if they were put into real life situation, I think that they might get caught. I mean, sometimes I love how dumb is the storyline of Disney movie, and always I have a good laugh on it. Okay, so Estella's wish is to work in a top-notch fashion store, the Liberty department store. And Jasper and Horace get her this chance to work at Liberty department store as her birthday present. Of course, they use the same old cheating and stealing way to get her this job. And Estella eventually meet the Baroness, played by Emma Thompson, another fantastic actress here. So in the movie, when I watched that movie, I hated the Baroness so much. I think that this proves that Emma Thompson did a fantastic job in portraying an evil, narcissistic, and selfish woman. We will see that later. And the Baroness sees the fashion sense in Estella after seeing the display she put up when she was drunk in midnight. Therefore, Estella was hired to work under Baroness. And Estella was hired as a fashion designer, and Baroness sort of like the boss of Estella, also a very top-notch fashion designer in London. Oh, by the way, this movie has a setting of 1970s in London. So up until now, end of first scene. This first scene actually shows how a girl, Estella, who is so determined in chasing her dream to become a fashion designer, and even though she had to live on her own to pay her own bills because her mother died, but she was always practicing her skill, her designing skill, and she became better and better. So this is kind of thing that you practice and practice and practice, and when a right opportunity comes, you snatch it and you become the real deal, the real fashion designer, the real whatever you want to be, you become the real deal. So far, the opening is cheerful, but now the main story starts now. So let's talk about the part where Estella turns into Cruella. To clear the confusion later, if you have not watched the movie, Estella and Cruella is basically the same person. Okay, so this part I'm going to talk about will be Estella turning into Cruella. And Estella, when she's working for the Baroness, she realized that the Baroness is wearing a necklace. And Estella asked the Baroness, where does this necklace come from? The Baroness claimed that a previous employee has stolen it. She got it back. But actually no, the necklace belongs to Estella's mom. So definitely Estella wants to get it back. So Estella ordered Jasper and Horace to steal the necklace at the Baroness party. So in that movie, if you watch that movie, the Baroness holds a lot of party, and most of the time the party invites guests like rich people, medias, and they have like elites. So it's quite like a very top-notch party. This is the first time where Estella disguised as Cruella because she wants to steal the necklace back. She can't just go to the party as Estella. Of course, the Baroness will recognize her. So she put on this black and white hair and she become Cruella. And here comes the legendary flame dress scene you will see on YouTube a lot. I mean, this clip has been like surrounding the web for quite a long time, where Cruella wears a white dress with her half black and half white hair, of course. And then she asks for a lighter. Then poof, she dropped the lighter and her white dress burned into ashes, and suddenly she is in a dazzling red dress. So basically, she's trying to challenge the Baroness here. Cruella is trying to challenge the status of Baroness here, because that party that the Baroness held was a black and white themed party. And if someone walk inside and perform this legendary flame dress scene and wears a red colored dress, of course you get offended, right? Everybody's wearing black and white, including me, and suddenly someone standing in front of me wearing a red dress. It's like challenging my status. And it's also the same scene that Estella, or Cruella see how the Baroness used the dog whistle to call her 3 Dalmatians. Cruella realized that it was the same whistle that killed her mother. All the time, Cruella or Estella blamed herself for her mother's death. But now she knows that the Baroness is the one that murdered her mother. And it's sad that Estella has always looked up to the Baroness. She wants to become a top-notch fashion designer as the Baroness. So wow, what a plot twist, right? Like, you admire your boss so much, and actually your boss is a murderer and she even killed your mom. So what would you do? I think that most of us, the common answer will be, we will seek for revenge, right? Yeah, that's what Cruella did. So after the part where she realized the Baroness was the murderer, Cruella taunts the Baroness in all her gatherings and parties by showing up with a lot of flamboyant outfits. So please go and watch the movie. The outfits are awesome. And it's like Cruella is trying to tell the world, including the elites, the rich people, and the media, that she is better. She is a better fashion designer than the Baroness, an uprising star, and a rival or an enemy to the Baroness. And I think that this is the first time, probably I didn't actually watch that much of movie, but this is the first time I see on Disney movie that Disney meets fashion and fashion meets Disney. All the costumes Cruella and the Baroness wore were stunningly beautiful, I would say. I don't actually know how to describe them in words. It's so hard to put them into words. But I got the visual impact when I was seeing the scene. All the dresses worn by the actresses were absolutely beautiful. They were so creative, wild, and breathtaking, I would say. Cruella is dressed by Jenny Bevan, a 2-time Academy Award-winning costume designer. When Emma Stone and Emma Thompson wear those dresses, I think that they turn into a powerful woman. Like, they have this powerful lady boss aura, I would say that. The dresses are already amazing on their own. I said already, they are absolutely beautiful, stunningly flamboyant, and have this powerful aura. But when the dresses are on the actresses, they blend in so well. Like, the dresses makes them stand out and show the audience the character's personality. My favorite Cruella look is the garbage truck dress. Definitely all time. Once again, Cruella sabotaged the Baroness show by pouring out herself from a garbage truck. Before I realized, the truck moves forward and Cruella revealed her 40 feet long pastel-colored gown. It's a patchwork made of dresses that belong to one of the Baroness' old, outdated collections. So you can imagine how amazing that garbage truck looks like. Yeah, really, really. That scene has really amazed me. So please just go watch the movie if you have the time. Definitely, I'm going to watch it for a second time because I want to see those flamboyant outfit, yet magnificent outfit again. So let's go back to the storyline. Cruella also kidnaps the 3 Dalmatians that belong to the Baroness because one of the Dalmatians accidentally swallowed the necklace. And this whole time, before the ending scene, you will be seeing Estella going to work with the Baroness in the morning, and during nighttime, Estella will change into Cruella. And usually when Baroness has personal gatherings or parties, it's the time for Cruella to show up. It's like pretending yourself to go to work like nothing happened, but actually you are spying on your boss and you're looking for her weakness. Then you switch your identity and utilize the information you get from work to try to sabotage your boss's event. We are at the ending scene right now. And at the end, of course, the Baroness realize Estella is Cruella, they are the same person, and the Baroness had Jasper and Horace arrested and burned down their house and leave Cruella to die in fire. But Cruella did not die. She is rescued by the Baroness' valet, John. And John tells Cruella that actually the Baroness is her birth mother. Okay guys, welcome to the second plot twist of this story. When I was watching the movie, I remember I criticized how ridiculous the whole thing is. But this is a story guys, I have no choice on this. So basically, the mom that Estella, aka Cruella, loved and who was killed by the Baroness wasn't Cruella's or Estella's birth mother. But the Baroness is. And why the Baroness did not want Estella as her child and how Estella is adopted, I will leave this part to you guys. Please go find out the part by yourself, the details, yeah? In this scene, you can see how furious Cruella is when she knows that her birth mother is such a cruel person, a cold-blooded murderer who enjoys killing someone who is innocent or have no ability to defend themselves. But also, Cruella has realized that her anger and the thought of revenging for her mom's death had blinded her and almost led to her death. At this point, Cruella has started to change her motive. Instead of punishing the Baroness in her own way, which might involve a lot of killing, maybe, Cruella wants to bring the Baroness to justice. Let the law decide her punishment. So Cruella breaks Jasper and Horace out of jail and she prepares for her final scheme. In her final scheme, Cruella makes every guest attending the Baroness's charity gala to dress like her, dress like Cruella, so the Baroness could not recognize which one is the real Cruella. I think that this part, Baroness is trying to kill Cruella because they can't find Cruella's body in the fire, so the Baroness actually suspected that Cruella is alive. So this is a kind of a smart move that I did not expect to see in Disney movie. Cruella making every guest dress like her so the Baroness can't recognize which one is a real Cruella. Confusing her enemy and then everything will go wrong seemed like a smart move here. Then Estella reveals to the Baroness that she is her abandoned daughter. Cruella has actually changed her clothes into Estella now. The Baroness pretends to show her regrets and remorse to Estella. But what Baroness didn't know is that Estella has actually made every guest to watch this scene. Everybody is behind the Baroness watching how Estella confessed herself to Baroness that I'm actually your daughter. But what happened? The Baroness pushed Estella over a cliff. Then can you guys guess what happened next? Here comes the highlight of the movie, the laugh my ass off scene. Everybody at the gala, even the guards, witnessed how the Baroness murdered a young woman. There were so many eyes there. And the Baroness says, she jumped, she jumped, she jumped. Estella survives the fall with a parachute and she changed back into Cruella before returning to the castle. And Cruella witnessed the Baroness being arrested. So you can't get away, right? There were so many eyes there. Nobody will believe your crap that you were saying that somebody jumped herself when people saw you pushing that person over a cliff, and the Baroness was arrested by the police. And at the closing scene, Cruella buried Estella and she adopted Deville as her last name, Cruella Deville. So now Estella is dead and Cruella is taking over. That's all. That's the end of the movie. This is a movie that tells the evil side of human nature. The Baroness is a narcissistic and selfish person who is also a cruel and cold-blooded murderer. But I would say that the Baroness is not a confident woman as shown in the movie. Perhaps her self-esteem is so low that she needs to kill her enemy off or her rival to make sure that she doesn't fall from her throne. I would say that real queens are not afraid of their rivals because having an enemy is good. It proves that someone has the same standard as you, and if you want to be better, you need to work harder, discover something new. And this will actually push you to break limits and also revolutionize the area that you are in. In this case, it's a fashion world. For Cruella, she lost herself in her own anger, and the revenge that she felt she needed to have blinded her eyes. At one point, I thought that blood was shed and Cruella had killed the Baroness Dalmatian, skinned them and make their fur into the cloth where she wears in the movie. It was until the fire and her close death experience made Cruella realize that she had done it all wrong, and the only way to punish the Baroness is to bring her to justice. By the way, the final scene that Cruella plotted was so cool, and it's quite refreshing to see something new on the TV instead of cliche storylines that we see a lot nowadays. Okay, so let's give a round of applause to Emma Stone and Emma Thompson and the actors and actresses for their amazing acting in Cruella. And of course, to all the costume designers and staff in this movie, they have really nailed the fashion part of this movie. So, how is it, guys? We have finished this movie review. What do you think about this movie, Cruella, and my movie review? Is it good enough? And let me know your thoughts and feelings after watching Cruella or after listening to this episode. Comment below and I will make sure to check them out. If there's any part or scenes mentioned wrongly by me, please also leave a comment below and let me know. It has been a week since I watched the movie, so if you guys have listened to our previous episode, you will know that our memories are not that reliable, right? Okay, so today's song recommendation is Feeling Good by Nina Simone, a song in the Cruella original motion picture soundtrack. Hope you enjoy it, and please watch the movie, let me know your thoughts, and I will make sure to reply your comments. Okay, see you in the next episode. Goodbye!